sky is the limit. This is a phrase we often hear or say for encouragement. It's a reminder to persevere, to push past obstacles on the road to success. Today, at 67 Shortwood Road in the complex of Abia, I am here with Annette Jones, an associate of mine and a former colleague of mine in the construction industry. I wanted to meet with Annette today to satisfy my curiosity. I want to find out, how did a female ended up in a male dominated industry, construction. Now, I have worked with Annette for a couple years now, right? And I've never asked her the question, how did she come about working in the construction field full time?
Hi, Latoya. Okay. Actually, I started working in construction. I wouldn't say it was a error
Hmm.
because when I completed UTech, there was an ad in the paper for a finishing supervisor all the way in St. Anne.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
at that time, I was like 21. I have never been to St. Anne by myself, other than being on one of those little trips.
Hmm.
However, I went for the interview. It was with Cedar Forest Constructions.
Okay.
And I left all the way from Kingston, went to Spanish Town, took a taxi, found myself in St. Anne.
Uh-huh.
And from there, I got instructions from the secretary as to where the office was. Did the interview in full white, like a little nurse, because everyone thought that I was I was coming for the nurse's post.
Okay, interesting.
Yes. However, I did the interview. They, saw something in me. They gave
Hmm.
me a chance. Remember, I'm just coming fresh from UTech. They gave
Exactly.
me the chance, and I did pretty well. And they hired me the same day. So the same day I went for that interview, I started, and then that's how I started in
So she
construction.
left Kingston
Hmm.
on a taxi in full white to apply for a finishing job in St. Anne, and she got the job right on the spot. No, if other God, I don't know who. I don't know.
Yes, yes, it was.
So my second question to you is, what do you enjoy most about working in construction?
Okay, what I do enjoy is that you don't get a chance to be bored. Every day is a challenge. And when you move from just a
That's true.
barren piece of land to something, habitable and nice,
Hmm.
that's what I love
Hmm.
about construction.
Well, if I was answering that question, I think what I would say is, when we're breaking ground
Hmm.
and when we finish. I don't like the process,
I do
but
enjoy
I
the process
like
though.
the finished product when I can hand over a key, close off a contract, and say, this is it, and everything is beautiful.
Well, I don't mind the challenge.
She loves the hassle
Yes,
of the
yes, I
construction
do.
side.
I do.
I don't.
And you get to learn a lot.
Yes, you do learn a lot.
Yes.
Like, I came here on this site and learned about PSI.
Mm-hmm. Pounds per square inch.
Yeah, and pressure point and all of that stuff. Listen, I'm an expert now in the construction field. That. So I'm here with Annette in her office, and I want to ask her on a more sensitive topic. Have you ever experienced any gender bias or any gender discrimination in the construction industry?
Unfortunately, Latoya, yes. I, being a female and, a small female in terms of height, I have to be loud in terms of letting my voice be heard. Because you have some men, especially the older ones that have been doing construction for 50 years, and me now just and come with new ideas in how to get things done and the old practices that they have in terms of how they even talk to the workers. It's counterproductive in my eyes. You understand? So they tend because some persons were telling me that I needed to use foul languages at my workers and stuff like that. And I'm saying, no, that's not necessary. And sometimes if I come with an idea, the panel basically tends to reject it. But if a male comes with that idea, oh, that's so nice. That's perfect. Let's do that. You understand? And another thing is the pay difference. I'm doing twice as much, working twice as hard, and the males, are getting twice as much as I am. Yes, I do face that.
My follow up question to you, Annette, based on what you have said, what changes would you like to see in the construction industry, particularly for women?
Okay, so what I'd like to see is equal pay across the board. That's one, and equal resources. Because sometimes when you get a project as a female, they tend to want to give you a smaller budget to work with. So, yes, I'd like to see equality across the board.
I want to ask you, with all the projects that you have done, is there a particular project that you're most proud of and why?
Okay, let me see. That would be the Palmyras, which is now the Hilton in Montego Bay.
Mm,
That was a huge hotel project for last company that I was working with.
mm-hmm.
And why it stands out for me is that it was a renovations, and we did not know how to attack it in terms of pricing and all of that. I had to go down into Montego Bay, spent 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
assessing all those rooms, checking every window, every door, every piece of tile,
Very
and
detailed.
deep detail, and write down everything that needed to be replaced
Mm-hmm.
or rectified. And with that assessment that I did, we were able to come up with a budget.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and it took that company from from level 4 to level 10.
Bop bop.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, good for you. I thought you would have just said Abby that we're here, but I mean,
Abia was a challenge, no, but it wasn't as challenging as Palmyra, and I
so
do love a
we do
challenge.
understand that she's gravitated towards challenges and
Yes,
obstacles, which is why
yes.
she'll continue to grow and dominate in this field as a female entrepreneur. So, Annette, on a lighter note, who frustrates you the most? The workers, developers, or the soon to be owners?
Okay, let me whisper and tell you this one. The owners. And you may ask why. Okay, so they're not knowledgeable about construction, so they do not know what it takes to get what they are asking for. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they have some,
Ridiculous
I was
ask.
trying to avoid using that word, but yes. So they're expecting us to make bread out of stone.
Bread,
So
I've seen it.
explaining to them that no, based on what we have, we cannot produce that. It's difficult to let them understand. So
Mm-hmm,
yes,
mm-hmm.
and they always, in the middle of construction, there's always some change. There's always some change. So yes, it's more
Mm-hmm.
frustrating to
To
work
work
with
with
the
them.
owners.
And I'll
Yes,
say this because construction is like a waterfall or a very predictable approach. It has to go line item by line item, step by step, and something is depending on another thing
yes,
finishing
yes,
in order to achieve a next
yes.
milestone. So when you have to go back, when you've
And
already
change
passed
the
that and make
base.
changes, it
Yes,
disrupts everything else. And that's what they really and truly don't understand.
yes.
I hope some of them see this video. And my last question to you is, would you recommend this field to any female out there searching and looking to change industry?
Definitely, I would. Once construction is something that you like and you have a creative spirit, yes, I'd say go for it. As a matter of fact, anything that you want in life, as long as that is where your heart is, I'd say go for it.
And this sums up the discussion with myself and Annette Jones, a female in business, a female entrepreneur, and a woman dominating in a male industry. Females are simply badasses. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, definitely we are.